a rather boiling hot day here in the studio, so I'm trying to stay cool. Maybe it's I've got the fan playing in the background as well, which probably is a bit too loud. So I'm gonna see if I can turn that off. 2 seconds. Cool. So it's a big, well, big day today. We're going to be starting on some inking of the page we've been working on the last few days. So I'm just going to upload. Always catch 3 o'clock is not the best time for me because I'm always uploading reels and God knows what else on social media. That was a weird way to say it. So, but yeah, so the plan is that we're going to be, it's quite hard to see, but going to be inking this little guy. Oh, hey Sophie, how are you doing? Struggling. Can't multitask. Write this post. How to I should have done this way before starting. Okay, and I don't know if this is what works. Apparently people say that you shouldn't post reels to like your main grid. I don't know if that's at all a thing, but that is what we're doing. Cool. Right, so today we are gonna do some inking, and apologies if this goes horrendously badly, but I haven't inked in a while, but something that I always every now and again try and practice. So pretty simple tools for this one. Most of the time, I don't know, I'll hold it up like one of these silly makeup tutorials. I'll do it the other way, it's better camera. So, this is just a Hunt 102, some people call it, but this is the same sort of nib, pen, and these nibs aren't speedballs, these are Nico nibs, like Japanese ones. I find that they tend to last a little bit better, and they just seem a little bit, just a teensy bit better made, like a little bit less inconsistencies between them. So a lot of that for like line work or anything like that. And then my trusted Winsor Newton Series 7. This is kind of like the standard brush that everyone uses, or a lot of people use. They are great. Unfortunately, not synthetic, but if anyone has any suggestions for synthetic ones that don't use animal hair or sable for the brush tips that also work as well, then that would be great. I'd love to be able to do that. And for ink, I am using some FW, my FW acrylic ink. It's not the best use. I've just run out of. Most of the time, I use like a Rotering rapidograph ink. It comes in like this box, like a drawing ink, but I ran out, and I've also found that it's okay. It just like dries very strange. It's like a different black. I feel like the acrylic stuff is like a really matte black, whereas the rapidograph is kind of like a shinier black. But anyway, that's not the most exciting thing. But yeah, we are currently roasting alive. It's incredibly hot here in the UK, so I'm unsure how this ink is gonna go, but we'll see. Let's move you a little bit further back. So usually most of the time I test on like areas like this section here is going to be completely black, so I don't need to worry about it too much in terms of what it's going to do. And this is one of the problems with doing commission stuff on digital, is that when you end up taking it into a actual piece, the work is so small, so this face is going to be a real pain. But we'll give it our best shot, trying to follow the lines that we had there. Is it not focused? There we go. So hope everyone is doing well and not managing to survive the heat. It's pretty tough at the moment. Let's check that the dog is okay. See if we can go in a bit closer. So for a lot of it, I probably will use the brush. That's kind of my preferred tool. I find it a little bit easier, to be honest, than these nib pens, but I do think the nib is like a good place to start, just to get these finer details kind of nailed in, because there's no way I'm coming in here with the brush. Right. Brush time. I'm a little bit worried about the biro pens. I use them all the time. They're good for sketchbook stuff. They have like a really weird like Bic pens. They have like a really strange. They can like layer very well. It's kind of like a pencil. So if you're doing like drawings from life, etc., etc., then yeah, I would go with a Bic. Like if I was going to do sketchbook stuff. So you can already see one of the problems with the acrylic that I'm using. The studio is so hot that it's kind of already gooing up and getting a little bit tough to work with. But you know, we'll make it do. Visualize, feel like a bobsleigh, you know, they're like all visualizing the run, visualize the line, eh? Something like that. It is. And then what I like is that when you get to the end of the brush, like when it's starting to run low of its ink, you get this nice dry brush effect, which I think helps make things look kind of like they're made out of leather. I tend to find it helps a lot for masks and stuff. Not the make sure it's good enough angle, yeah. Whew. It's a tough one. Right. Yeah, I'm just trying to get a bit more of a feel for it. I haven't, as I said, touched the brush in quite a while, and I can feel already that I'm like a little bit rusty and a little bit tentative. Kind of feels like it's going to take a bit of time before I'm going to get that line where I want it to be, but that's okay. Main thing is everything is kind of savable, really. You know. Make sure that line is where I want it. So it's definitely not great. that with some white out in a second. Starting to get there. Feel like what I should have done before coming on here was like done some warm-ups, but you know, each to their own. It's just been a bit manic trying to prep this setup for today, so wow, this is drying super quickly. Right, get my piece of paper. I've also been working on a few paintings as well, which is exciting, as I always say. I've been doing a few. Let's move to a few studies. I've got this bigger, just a little silly one to get me back into painting. It's just a Tamagotchi girl, and then to try and work out how I'm gonna paint it, I do like a little small study, like this sort of size. And then the main thing about these little studies is that you might be able to see it a bit better on the screen. They help like to solve all of the problems with color and what sort of choices that I want to make on the bigger painting, and I don't have to like worry about committing to ruining and having to save the painting. I'm quite a slow oil painter, and so that kind of means that I'm one of these people. I need to have it all worked out beforehand and like kind of approach it a little bit methodically. Oh my god. Until I can sort of put it all down. I can tell you one thing, this weather is not helping. You can see how quick the ink is drying on the page. White space is really annoying. It's almost like instantaneously. It's alright, we'll try and make it work. But yeah, no, it's bit of a battle, this one. Should be okay. I think we use that a little bit. And then, maybe you can see, but like the ink is just turning to gum. Sorry, I'll spend more time complaining if you want. That's always fun viewership. But yeah, this week I sent off my thumbnails for the second issue of Through, which is very exciting. So that will all be checked over by the editorial team. And then I just started this morning issue 3. Just like the intro pages for that, which was very fun. It's kind of one of the harder things I find about making comics is like just getting that ball rolling and like starting. Trying to like work out how you're gonna set the scene, and like issue 2 ends in a bit of like a cliffhanger, or like high energy sort of moment in the story. So it's quite hard to then like pick up from that sort of point and then be like, you know, oh yeah, back to here. It's kind of, you've got to like set the scene, keep people in the loop about what's just happened, so it's that's like the main challenge at the moment, is trying to work out like how to kickstart that issue. You have to acknowledge also that you can't like constantly be pushing like high adrenaline, like high octane sort of stuff, because it doesn't really work a lot of the time. It's quite fatiguing if you're sort of reading a comic and it's just balls to the wall for about 24 pages, and then you start the next book and it's the same sort of thing. So I tend to try and really focus in on the pacing. I think it's one of these things that manga does a really good job of, is like getting the pacing right for its books. Like slow moments, and then also knowing when to like use the action and not sort of overstating these things. Right. Try and find some. Where's my whiteout? Bad these are, or oh, shit, sorry. Language, right. It's all good. I can save it. That's what you got to say. Right. Not going to use that pen again. That was not ideal. Jeez. Tell you what, this heat is not serving. It's not giving what I want. Right, jelly roller. These pens are not working. I'll have to save that in a sec. Just a lot of the time it's about just trying to fix the brush line really. I wouldn't protest to being the most skilled inker in the world, but yeah, it's not the best situation to be in, especially most of the time people wouldn't see it because I would have done it outside of the stream and it wouldn't have been a problem, but live TV and all that, so we're gonna have to sort it out. But I do think it helps quite a lot because I don't think I am the best inker in the world, but there was one time that I when I was first sort of getting into comics, I was watching a video by David Finch on YouTube, and there's a bit he's doing like a Batman commission, and he just drops a huge blob of black ink all over it, and at that time in making artwork, I sort of assumed that would be the end of it, you can't, that's it, there's not much you can do about that. The piece is kind of ruined, but he kind of just managed to save it, and it looked great, and you just work with it, and I think that kind of taught me a lot in terms of being able to just deal with it, and move on. What his hair shape is. Not great. Trying to think about how that's going to work. Cool. I think it's alright. I think we managed to save it a little bit. I am not liking the way this arm is looking though. It's way too sharp a line. I put my I always think this line is way too thick too. Get a bit of a shadow there. I can try and spot that a little bit more. Just where there'd be a bit of a cast shadow. Just to help that chin is annoying me as well. It's way too big. I don't even think it's in that. Not even sure if it's in the right place. We'll have a look in a sec. Not sure how I'm going to do this belt. Usually it's some sort of dry brushing thing. Just go with that for a moment. I think I'm gonna be a bit more aggressive with these shadow shapes, just to make it feel a little bit stronger lit, because otherwise I think it's gonna fall a bit flat. So it means I can cut into this chin a bit more and not feel like I'm losing a ton of detail. Right. A bit of a thicker line on the back there. Just trying to find this bicep shape. Should really reference these sort of things, but I'm just trying to work it out on the fly. Shoulder is not looking great to me. That's all okay. But yeah, going back to the ink spill, I feel like most of making comics is like 99% fucking things up, and sorry, 99% you're just trying to save your problems, and it's like 1% of actually like doing anything. It's already dried. Oh no. This is not. I can tell you, honestly, it's maybe like 28 degrees in here, and the nib's it's already completely gummed up. So I'm going to wash that out. Give me 2 seconds, I'll just be right back. Cool. Hopefully that will save it a little bit. I'm also gonna try. I bought in Japan these like high-tech pens, so I'm gonna give them a go. Try and get some of this detail out. But yeah, I can totally see why some artists choose to work at much bigger scales than this, because at the moment this is like 11 by 17 ish, but it does feel really hard to get detail in. I think I'm a bit of a messy inker though, you know. Don't think I'm the cleanest in the world, but what's everyone up to this Friday? Is it another day in the office, or are you enjoying the sun, or, well, obviously not enjoying the sun too much if you're sitting watching my live stream, but don't love that bit. But we'll try and make that work. And it's going to be inside, isn't it? No, okay. Maybe you'll be right. That's not right. Right. That line's there, isn't it? Is annoying me. Right. It is amusing how much fixing I kind of do with the pen, but it's alright. I've learned to embrace my inabilities. Yeah, that is not a that's not a form, that's a cast shadow. So that's not going to be feathered out. going to look rubbish from here on out, but this is not ideal, but we'll try and fix these chains afterwards. I'm just trying to get them down. So I think I'll just trying to get a bit of a different texture for that belt, and I'll go back in with some white out and sort out these buckle situations a little bit later down the line. wish I had AC. I can tell you that for free. It's instead I've got the joyous south-facing windows, and these things are like ginormous, like floor to ceiling, so it turns a little bit into a sauna in here. Yeah, trying to not be too long because I need to turn all the fans back on and try and cool the flat down. Oops. There's my ink block. And right. I know. Unfortunately, I think that sounds like it's time. Sounds like the dog needs to be taken out. Oops, I hear you. Okay, right. Well, on that note, on the whimpering sounds of my whippet, I will leave you all. Thank you very much for joining for today. Just been inking this little piece. Maybe we'll carry on with it next week, see how it goes. Yeah, I hope you all have a good weekend. And lastly, if you want to keep up with what's going on, you can follow me on social media. I've got Instagram and everything in the description of this video. We also have a Discord as well, where you feel free to join, and you can share anything that you're working on, comics, just general artwork, everything on there. Yeah, it's a great place just to chat about art, etc. And yeah, thank you very much, and I'll see you all later.